What's up, fellow nerds? My name is Stephanie and welcome to For the Love of Nerd. Happy October! I love fall. Summer's my favorite season, but I do love fall and I love October. So I thought for today, I'd recommend some spooky October-esque reads for you guys. But if you're looking for some October reads to kind of fit the mood outside, which for us is 80 degrees, but you can't win them all, I have some October reads for you guys, and they're going to range from kind of like for kids all the way up to Stephen King level scary. So let's get started. Calcifer may not be a black cat, but he's just as suited for October because now he's biting me. He's biting me. Remember who feeds you? He doesn't remember. We're going to start with something that's not so much scary as kind of spooky. So if you have younger kids, this would be a good option for them. Although if you're looking for something for younger kids, Goosebumps is always a solid option. I grew up on Goosebumps. It's the reason I love reading, so always a good choice. That's the cat. I'm not going to be able to cut him out of everything. But the first book that I'm going to recommend is Doll Bones by Holly Black. And if any of you are like me, dolls freak me out, which is weird because I have some glass dolls. I don't think they're not in here right now, but I have glass dolls. But even those are a little bit creepy to me because who knows when those things could just get up and start walking around. This story right here is not as scary as some of your typical doll stories because it is middle grade, but it still very effectively has that kind of spooky atmosphere to it. And I really enjoyed this as a middle grade novel. I enjoyed it enough that I actually bought it, so that's saying a lot for me. But this is a good option for younger children, in my opinion. Don't take my word for everything because I could be wrong. This is a story of three best friends, and their names are, give me a second, Zach, Poppy, and Alice. Now, they've been friends forever, but they're starting to get a little bit older now, and they're starting to realize that they don't have as much in common as they used to. But then one day, Poppy says that she's been having dreams about the China doll that's in the cabinet in her house, whose name is Queen, and that she believes that that doll is haunted. And so, as a last quest together, the three of them go to put Queen's ghost to rest, which I know sounds spooky, but isn't that why we're all here? It's really good, guys. It's really, really good. And there are illustrations as well, which is always a bonus. Next up, I have Farewell Summer by Ray Bradbury. I'm actually currently in the middle of listening to this book right now. And this is an October read more in that it's not scary, but you're just saying goodbye to summer, which is literally the title of the book. So this actually takes place on October the 1st. That's when it starts. And it chronicles a boy named Doug and his brother Tom and all his friends. And they're basically trying to not grow old. So this whole story is about, trying to hold on to that last little bit of summer, to hold on to that last little bit of youth, and, fighting the aging that happens to all of us. So I haven't finished this yet, but I'm right in the middle of it. And let me just tell you, Ray Bradbury is a genius. And this book so far already, I love it. So if you're looking for a good October read, this is definitely the way to go. As a side note, Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury is also an excellent Halloween-ish vibe book. And The Halloween Tree, also by Ray Bradbury. He just writes books that are perfect for the different seasons because Dandelion Wine is the perfect summer book, and then Something Wicked This Way Comes, The Halloween Tree, Farewell Summer, all great October reads. So you should go check out Ray Bradbury because, mwah. Next, I have a book that I talked about in my September wrap-up, so if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit more about it, I'll link that down below so you can go check it out. But the next book I have is Ghost Night by Cornelia Funk, and this is a story about a young boy named John, and he is sent to boarding school where he meets a girl named Ella, and Ella in turn introduces him to a ghost knight named Longspur, who is, oh no, it's wrong, sorry. His name is Longspee. My bad. I don't know why I think it's Spur. But she introduces him to a ghost named Longspee, who is actually a real knight who we actually have documentation about in the real world. I don't know why I said it like that. But This book basically follows John's adventures where he ends up needing to call on Longsby to help him out with some troubles that he's been having, but they're not really sure that they can trust this ghost knight because, duh, he's a ghost. So this book, obviously, with ghosts and such, is very spooky, even for a middle grade book. I think is still suitable for kids. Like, kids could definitely read this and enjoy it. But it definitely has those kind of October Halloween vibes to it. And I read it in September, and I wish I had waited. It would have been the perfect October read, but it's a really, really good book too. So definitely would recommend this one to you guys. I could not call myself a constant reader, which, if you are unfamiliar with the term constant reader, that is the term that is used to describe Stephen King's constant readers. That's how he refers to us in his introductions and his afternotes and that sort of thing. He calls us his constant reader. So I would not be a proper constant reader if I didn't recommend some Stephen King books. And let's be real, you guys aren't surprised, and I'm sure you're not going to be surprised by the book that I hold up, but I would definitely recommend reading It for Halloween. Do I even need to explain this book? It's about a clown, but it's about so much more than a clown, because it's about fear and what we fear and how we deal with those different fears. It's just the perfect Halloween book. I don't feel like I need to even say anything more about it. It's perfect for Halloween, and I wish I had time to pick it up, but I'm on a very tight reading schedule. I probably next year, beginning of the year, I'm going to pick up this bad boy again and read it. So definitely recommend it. Not for kids, not for those faint of heart, but it's so, so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I know it is a bit of a cliche for Halloween reads, so I thought I'd recommend another Stephen King book for you guys. So if you guys want some variety, you can have that. So the book I'm going to recommend is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. This is about a family and their family cat dies, which I'm kind of wishing, not really, but kind of, that my cat would die right now because he's driving me nuts. But their cat, I believe it gets hit by a car, and the father has to bury the family cat, but he buries the cat in the pet cemetery, and then things start to happen from there. So you can imagine what a dead cat in Halloween would be like, and that's pretty much this book. It's probably one of the scariest books I've ever read, which sounds dumb because I've read it, but it's really scary, you guys. So if you're looking for something that's just completely terrifying, completely inappropriate in places because it's Stephen King, this is the one for you. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite King books, but like I said, if you want some variety in the Stephen King books that I recommend, I'll recommend this one to you. It's really good. I also wanted to briefly recommend the Doll Collection, which is compiled and edited by Ellen Datlow. And it's a bunch of short stories by a bunch of different authors, but they all center around a creepy doll, which we already had one creepy doll book, but here's another one. It's, like I said, a bunch of short stories, so if you're looking for something that's like a little bit easier to read, you could read a short story here and there. This is excellent. I absolutely loved this compilation of short stories. I don't own a physical copy yet, but it's on my list of books to buy. But I actually went and found some of the books that these authors had written because I was so impressed by the stories in this collection. So if you're looking for some really, really scary doll stories, this is the way to go. It's really, really good. For anyone who is wondering about this shirt that I'm wearing right here, I don't think I've talked about it in any videos that I've actually posted. I did an unboxing when I first got it, but the footage was out of focus and I'm not sure I'm going to post that video, so I wanted to briefly mention this shirt right here. For those of you who are familiar with Markiplier, you will probably recognize Darkiplier right here. This shirt was a item that was available for a charity live stream that Markiplier did a couple months ago, and whenever he does charity streams, he actually sells merchandise, so you can buy the merchandise and then all of that money goes to charity. So the charity that they were doing for this particular charity stream was Charity Water, which provides clean water overseas. So if you guys are interested in checking out Markiplier's channel and seeing some of the other live streams that he's done for charity, you can check those out down below. Does one every month, and you know, with everything that's going on in the world these days, we have to help each other out. So that's what this shirt is. Was bought for charity, but it also fits in perfectly with Halloween. So if you guys were wondering, that's what this is. Like I said, I'll link Markiplier down below, and I'll also link the website for Charity Water if you guys want to look into that at all, because it's a really good charity. That is going to do it for this video today, guys. This filming session today has been ridiculous, between the air conditioner and the cat who will not shut up and who won't stop chewing on the tripod. He doesn't bother it unless I'm in the room. And he actually wasn't even in the room when I started to film. He was in the living room, but he heard me and he's like, that's my room. And then he got super jealous and annoying. So it's been a trial. I'll try to cut out as much of his shenanigans as possible, but I'm not promising anything because he was everywhere. If you guys liked this video today, please give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with your friends, all that wonderful stuff. Spread the love of the nerd. Hallelujah. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've been filming for way too long and I'm really hungry, but I've got a lot of stuff to do today. But that's besides the point. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I really love having this outlet to talk nerd stuff with you guys. As always, may your books be many and your interruptions few. Bye, guys. Actually starts out on October the 1st, I believe. Cal, stop it.